What's up guys, Intelitech Studios here, and for those watching the video on the day that it's uploaded, Happy Easter! For those who don't celebrate Easter, of course, Happy Sunday as usual. Every day should be fabulous and wonderful, and hopefully nothing changes that. So, today we're going to be vacuuming the whole living room with the Oreck XL Platinum. Now, this machine is one where I got this alongside the Dyson Kinetic Big Ball, which is another machine that I don't remember if I featured it in a vacuum saved or not. At some point, I believe I was saving it for featuring both this and the Kinetic, along with other machines that I got from a vacuum store, which is supposed to be the vacuum store edition of Vacuum Saved. So if you haven't seen this machine yet, that's why. It's because, and the reason I say if you haven't is because I honestly can't remember off the top of my head which vacuums I've shown and which one I haven't, because the old noggin doesn't tend to work as efficiently as it used to. But anyways, back to this machine. So as I mentioned, I did acquire it at my local vacuum store. The tag, as you can see, says $149.99, and I technically didn't pay that because the Dyson Kinetic Big Ball that I also got was tagged at, I believe it was tagged at $89.99 as well, and I got them both for $160. So basically I got this Oreck and then I got the Dyson Kinetic for free, got a $700 vacuum for free, which is totally no foreshadowing for the quality of that particular unit, but I digress. So this XL Platinum was one of the machines that was actually sitting in the front window next to an Oreck XL commercial. But obviously I decided to go with this because the commercial you can still buy brand new, so saving $30 from buying it at a vacuum store when it also had the grounding prong ripped out of it made no real sense to me. Whereas this, I'd always wanted one of these XL21s or XL Platinums, or basically the same machine. I mean, some people even argue that the newer Elevate, Command, and Conquer machines are still ultimately XL21s, but the way I see it is, if the base doesn't look like this, if it doesn't have this headlight design, it's not an XL21. At least that's the way that I feel it is, even if it fundamentally is under the hood. You know, this is what I would consider an XL21, because it effectively is an XL21, just with a slightly cooler looking bag and with a slightly shorter warranty. In fact, a half as long warranty, just over half as long warranty. And then, of course, there's the Platinum Pilot, which is the successor to this. That's basically the same thing, but with a swivel neck. So this is not the Pilot, this is just the standard Platinum. And I actually wanted the blue Platinum, the classic Platinum, but obviously my local store had the red one, and this one was the only one available, so it's the one that I grabbed. And while I always prefer blue to red, this does match my red XL2 Ultra, which is the only other upright Oreck that I have, which is kind of nice. And yeah, as always, I keep forgetting to clean off my coffee table before I do these videos because I'm a scatterbrained fool. But anyways, there's the doggo. Hi, Ruby. Hey, Rubies. Yes, hi, how are you? Probably looks weird because the sun's beating down on her, so she probably looks really bright and shiny. Oh my god, look at those eyes. They're so pretty. They're like little pools of honey. Oh, these beautiful brown eyes. Look at them. They're so pretty. Anyways, so hopefully you enjoy the natural light. And as you can see, there was a dryer sheet, and I know that this thing will definitely clog trying to suck up a full-size dryer sheet, so I just ripped it up. Because once in a while I like vacuuming up bits of dryer sheets with vacuums, because if they're scented correctly, then it makes them smell nice. So, especially in a bag machine like this, where you're not wasting space in the canister. And unfortunately, this does still have the basic great value bag in it, since obviously I haven't used this enough to replace the bag, and I still haven't gotten any HEPA bags for this machine, which is honestly blasphemy, because I'm always such a big proponent for HEPA bags, but I was in a pinch and I wanted some bags. But at some point I will get some HEPA bags, but at this point I'm probably not going to bother, because there's a machine that's coming very soon that I just bought yesterday. It's coming very soon, and oh wow, there's like a little, oh, there was a little light that was like reflecting off of my back that Ruby saw, which I don't know if I can get that to come back up. Was I turned in a certain way? Well, either way. So there's another vacuum coming soon, and that's probably going to be the machine that I next buy some HEPA bags for. I believe it includes one with it. I know it includes at least a bag because I did ask about that. So it would kind of suck to be waiting for a new vacuum and then find out that you have to wait some more to order some bags online. Because I'm not going to give any hints at what the machine is, but I will say it's the kind of machine where I definitely am not able to buy the bags at Walmart, so I have to buy them, online or from an actual shop, which my local shop doesn't carry bags for that machine. At least I haven't seen any. Anyways, so back to the Oreck. I guess before we run it real quick, I will say that this is probably going to need a new belt at some point. You can tell. If you look right here, it has a 10-year warranty and a 10-year housing warranty. I believe HSG means the housing. So this one's made in Cookeville, Tennessee, which is nice. That's not too far from here. Let's see. It's 3.5 amps. I love how little power these things use. It's a U7000. So, and there's a bunch of other stuff too, but I believe you just refer to it as U7000, I'm pretty sure. And the date is 09/2/27C. So that means this was made on the 227th day of 2009, which is very nice. I like how Orecks have their birthday printed on them. I always love it whenever vacuums tell you when they were manufactured so you know how old they are, because that's kind of cool. Here's a brush roll. You can tell that this Oreck, with its really thin brush roller, while the thin brush roll is nice because it means that it spins, very fast and is able to agitate the carpet pretty well, this does not do a good job at avoiding hair wrap. Definitely something like the Navigator 0M or the Clear Track or even the old Phantoms would do much better job at resisting hair tangles than this, and I know because I've used them. This squeegee is in need of being replaced. That's not something that the shop owner decided to replace. Then there are these wheels that could use. I did oil these. Wait, did I oil these? I don't even remember if I oiled them or if he oiled them, but since it sat in the window, that it dried up the oil. Because this, like I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but this was one of the ones that was sitting in the window of the shop. These, what are these called? I forgot what these metal things were called. These ingest bars are a little bit loose. I do need to bend those back in place. So if you hear a little bit of a vibrating, that's why. It's because these bars are a little bit out of place. As you can see, the sausage is sunbathing. But yeah, so whenever I was actually in the shop and he was putting this machine back together, because whenever I pulled it down from the window and I started using it, the brush roll was not spinning. So he pulled the thing apart and was, trying to figure out, what was going on. And basically the belt had stretched out or, something had happened to it. I forgot at this point, but basically he was kind of struggling to get the brush roll back in, so I helped him out with putting the brush roll in, although admittedly I got confused too because he was trying to mismatch the ends, because this is the older style brush roll. You can tell because it has the white bristles. The red bristle ones are the new ones, and he did have some red bristle ones in stock, but it makes sense why whenever he's fixing a machine he wants to keep the original brush roller if necessary. Good way to get people to come back in the store later on to buy a new brush roller. Not that there's anything really wrong with this one. The bristles stick out a very, very good amount, and these don't necessarily look like it needed to be replaced anyways, even though the bristles are a little bit disheveled looking. But that's, obviously the white bristles are going to show dust and stuff really easily, so just after a little bit of use you can see these bristles aren't really white anymore. I believe these are the bristles with the microband protection, but which is always nice. But anyways, get back to the point. So the normal and special ends were a little bit off, and I don't remember which orientation I even got the brush roll back in as. I don't remember if I put it under normal or special, but these bristles are sticking out a pretty good amount, so I'm assuming it's normal, because I believe with special it'd be further inwards. I don't know, but either way, regardless, it does work pretty well. I do notice the belt does slip a little bit sometimes, so at some point I will probably retrofit this with the Enduro Life belts, so that way it doesn't do that. And obviously it still has the original spare belt from the factory still attached, which I will never touch. So, yeah, that's basically the story behind this machine. So I actually did kind of help the guy put it back together because he was kind of struggling with it a little bit. And I was like, let me take a crack at it. And he was like, all right, sure, whatever. And so in the front of the store, I was just kind of dicking with this and getting this all back together. There is some dust, again, from it sitting in the store window. One interesting thing is that there were one of these little twisty things was having issues, so I forgot what it was. But it appears they're okay now. But yeah, and I'll also show off, and I know a lot of my other collector friends are going to piss themselves. Oh my god, you can see all that dust flying from all of this. So, you can see, yeah, when you have the sunlight coming in, you can really, look at that, I just flick that bag, and all that dust is just all over the place. Got a basic little great value bag in there. Nothing too special. So, what is that? Piece of hair from... Is that a carpet, or is that from like a ginger? I don't know. So, either way, let's zip this back up, see all the dust flying. Yeah, that's my bad for not getting HEPA bags, but I was impatient. I really wanted to use this thing because I had been excited to get a 21, and honestly, I kind of regret that. I should have just waited and gotten the proper HEPA bags, because now I have 2.5 of these crappy great value bags. They didn't even have the Febreze ones either, which, because if you're going to get a paper, at least the Febreze ones are nice because they have the nice smell. Obviously, that's subjective, but, you know, at least you're getting something. But, nope. Anyways, yeah, and the headlights are good on this too, I think, so 2 speeds. Enough rambling, let's vacuum with this. Ew, when it turns off, you can hear the bag scrunch up in on itself. I wonder if when it's in the sun, you can catch dust when it turns on. Oh, that's good. Obviously, the reason why I call it XL Platinum HEPA is because you're supposed to have a HEPA bag in here, and this material is supposed to be exhaling HEPA quality air when you have a HEPA bag installed. I don't know if the outer material itself is HEPA or not. I know at one point I knew, but I forgot whether or not it is. My dog's growling for some reason. Ruby, those are literally just neighbors across the street, simply talking. Don't perk up your ears, they ain't doing nothing. Why are you growling? Stop it. Boop. Boop. Who's a good girl? Yes, you're a good girl. Yes. Alright. So, Ruby, what are your yeah, shake, get your hair all over the place after I just vacuumed. Ruby, what are your thoughts on the Oreck? Do you like the Oreck? Ruby, what do you like about the Oreck? Ruby? Are you gonna answer my question, missus? What do you like about the Oreck? Do you like how it's quiet? Do you like how it doesn't attack you? Do the 2x optical zoom here. Look at that doggo. Look at the doggo. Oreck, doggo. Oreck, doggo. Oreck, doggo. Doggo, Oreck. Doggo, Oreck. Oreck, doggo. Doggo. Oreck, doggo. Anyway, guys, this is Inteltech Studio signing out with a living room vacuuming Easter edition. I mean, there's not really anything special about this being the Easter edition other than it being Easter. And I got a new TV. But other than that, nothing else. So, this is Inteltech Studio signing out with the vacuuming of the Oreck XL Platinum. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Happy Easter, and have a good one.